Hi, everybody. This is Kimberly, and I am with Keisha, who is amazing. And Mary Payne's not here. We killed her. She's gone.
Yes. We put a hex on her, and it's a total bunkie takeover right now because she's out there in Vegas having fun at BravoCon.
I texted her, and she's like, I've already lost my voice. I've lost
Oh
$50 with
no!
slots. I'm having a great time. So
Sounds like it. And I'm sure she's going to come back with some fantastic stories and hopefully lots of good pictures of our Bravo celebrities that are going there.
that's what I want. I know she had all of her
Yeah, me
outfits
too.
planned, and she's ready
Mm-hmm.
to meet people. Uh,
Yes.
so this is so exciting. We've never met before, so I'm so excited.
Right.
Yay.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
listen to you all the time, so I'm
Oh,
ready.
thank
And I did
you.
listen to a lot of your recaps with Mary Payne because I wanted to see if we had the same thoughts on people, and
I have a feeling we
I
do.
think we do.
Yeah.
I think we do. Uh,
Yeah.
because Mary Payne and I usually agree on our 90-day people.
Mhm,
Like, I don't think we've
mhm.
ever one of us has hated somebody that the other person has loved. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often between she and I either. Like, we'll hate the person, but I may have like a little bit more love for that person than
Yeah.
she does, and vice versa. But yet we still hate them.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So yeah.
Also, rarely do we actually love someone, so I don't know when that would even come up.
Yeah, because these fools, I mean, it's a total shit show. Oh, I know something. So Mary Payne told me that you do not cuss on your show at all.
That's true, but she has corrupted me, and I will cuss here, maybe, but I feel really badly about
Okay.
it because it's so ingrained in me to not cuss because we have a clean rating, so it's like
Uh-huh.
coming up with other words that are
Right.
are
Yeah.
family-friendly cuss words, but she has totally corrupted me. Sometimes you just have to because these people bring
Yeah.
it out of you.
Yeah, I told her, I said, "Well, Kimberly's gonna learn today, record it with me." I said, "I'm gonna break her back with all the cuss words."
So, we are talking about Love After Lockup, and we are talking about episode 8, Here Comes the Lie.
Mm, mm-mm.
Is someone getting
Okay.
married in this episode? Like,
Well,
it just
someone's getting engaged
they're
this
getting
episode.
engaged. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
uh-huh.
Um, so we start with Anthony, who, oh, no, sorry. We're starting with Chelsea and Mickey, and
Mikey.
Mikey, sorry. What the hell
Uh-huh.
is Chelsea's problem? Why is she
She
such
has
an
there's a
attitude?
long list. Yeah. She turned into a total bitch last week. But you know what? In her defense, when my money ain't right, nothing ain't right. And she
Yeah,
found out that she was going to be losing, some of her, I don't know if it was Social Security or government assistance or whatever it was. So yeah, that is kind of a shock to the system. But at the same time, it wasn't Mikey's fault.
none of this is his fault. He's been
No.
great. He's one of our least
Yes,
problematic prisoners.
he is. Yes, and you know what? I'm starting to get like a little Mikey crush because he's just so sweet. Like no asshole has come out of him as of yet.
I
He's
feel
cool, he's
that.
sweet, he's calm, but she's the polar opposite of everything that he is.
I totally agree, and it's like he's been out for, like, maybe 3 days, and she's had a bad
Right.
attitude for 2 of them. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
if this
Yeah.
continues, I think he might walk. I don't know, he seems to be really fed up with it.
Yeah, because it's like I believe in showing a man you're crazy, but
Yeah,
not 3 days of him being out of prison. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Maybe week two. I need you to see the real me. But
yeah,
3 days out, and she's not even putting out for this guy yet.
exactly. So, what is he
So
getting? He's getting no affection, nothing, yeah.
no,
Yeah, they
no,
still haven't had
mm-mm,
sex. So,
mm-mm.
she drives away, and he's like, "If she actually drives away, I'm done." But apparently she comes back, and it was the act of driving away was okay. As long as she came back, he was fine with it. So, they
Which I mean, I've done that before to my
have you?
husband. We've been riding together. He's pissed me off, and nowadays he's like swinging to a gas station. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I drove the block, and I came back to get him.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I
didn't
mean? So
leave.
yeah, but he wasn't 3 days out of prison, and he also had a cell phone that he could use just in case my crazy ass didn't come back.
Right.
So that is not the case here with Mikey and Chelsea.
Yeah.
No.
And then when she picks him back up, she's like, "Are you good?" Like it was his problem. "Are you good now?" What? Are
She
you good?
is something. Yes, that's the question. Are you good, bitch? Are you good? Like, go smoke a cigarette and chill the fuck out.
Chill
Come
out.
on.
So they drive to see his daughter Hadley, who's 8 years
Mhm.
old. He's been in jail for basically half of her life, and
Yeah.
he really misses her. Chelsea is worried to meet Allison, Hadley's mom, because she is not good with females, as she said. Now that is a giant red flag if I've ever heard one. Chelsea saying,
I
"I'm not good
agree.
with females."
I agree. And she has told us a little bit about her past, but I think from this episode, it seems that she's very easily intimidated, even though she tries to give this "I'm a tough girl,
Right.
don't mess with me," da 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 da. Da. But it's really insecurity, and I prefer a person to say, "Hey, I don't know about this. I'm really insecure. This makes me feel a certain way," instead of being a mega bitch, which is the approach that she has chosen to take.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Allison apparently left Mikey and took
Mhm.
Hadley, and he had bought a stolen car to drive and
Yeah.
visit them, and that's how he
Yeah.
got put away this last time.
Right.
So did he know the car was stolen, or do you get arrested for just accidentally buying a stolen car?
Kimberly,
Thoughts?
this is love after lockup. Of course, he absolutely 100% knew that that car was stolen.
But let's
Yes,
say
he
I bought a
did.
car and I'm just
Uh-huh.
dumb and got tricked.
Okay.
Would I go to jail?
Well, we don't have a record. He already had a record.
That's true. That's a
So,
great point. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So they go to the house, and Chelsea doesn't even wanna go inside the house, and,
Mm-mm-mm.
oh, to meet the daughter, come on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he asks her, he says, "It's really important to me." No, she won't go.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
the cutest little girl in flannel runs out to see
Yes.
him and screaming, "I miss you so much." She's so
Yeah.
excited to see her dad. Hadley's adorable. She get says, "My dad gives the best cuddles,"
Yeah.
and she gives him a hand-drawn picture that says, "Will you be my Valentine, yes or no?" And he writes, "Yes, I will." And he's
Is
just
that not
giddy.
so
This is the
cute?
cutest this is like on TikTok where a dog sees his owner coming back from war on the
Yes, it
cuteness
is.
scale.
Yeah, that says a lot that even though he was in prison, that there must have been lots of phone calls
Mhm.
because there was no hesitation when she saw him. And sometimes we do see that.
Yeah,
But I mean, she was super happy to see her dad. Like the connection had not been broken, which, you have to give that up to her mom as well, that she still allowed for them to have that relationship, even if it was just, through phone calls,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, but there is something with the mom. There's a little the daughter who's 8 throws a lot of shade towards the mom.
She sure damn did.
Like,
She did.
he
Yep.
says, "I hope you can come and stay with me," and she says, "Only if mommy says yes. She's bossy." I told her she's a Karen. This
That
is
was
an
too
8-year-old.
funny.
And
Yeah.
and then, I my heart just died because there's these little marks on the side of the
Mhm.
door frame of where she's grown, and he's missed a ton of them, and he says, "I'm
Yeah.
gonna be here for all the higher marks." And I oh,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, that was, there's something about Mikey. He's just a good dude, and it seems like everything around him is just good. You almost forget that he's a criminal who just
yeah,
got out of prison,
yeah.
you know? But it was so sweet because she was like, "I wanna show you something."
Mhm.
And that was something important to her. That was her way of saying, "I hope you're around. This is the last time that you were here to see this." So that says a lot because it also says that, you know, Mikey's sisters have kept a relationship with Hadley as
Absolutely.
well while he's been in prison. And sometimes we don't see that. So this was just all around. It was a feel good moment if,
If
Chelsea hadn't
freaking
have been
Chelsea
fucking it
would
up.
yeah,
Yes.
Debbie Downer with her
Debbie
sour
Downer.
face
Yes, she is.
attitude. So
Yes.
he goes outside and tries to get her to come in. She's very nervous. And I understand.
Mhm.
She's like, "I'm deaf. I don't know how to communicate
Right.
well with the daughter, and I want the daughter to
Yes.
like me." So she comes in, and Hadley goes to her and gives her a hug right away. And they're wearing matching flannel.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
cute.
right?
Yeah.
And I appreciated it when she finally broke it down and she was like, "I wish I had a switch to turn on and I wasn't deaf. It makes me feel bad about being me." Totally get that.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. And little kids are a rough crowd. And if you're
Uh-huh.
different, they will
Mhm.
call you out on, I mean, they're just honest about everything.
I
But
have
then
a
we got
pimple
to
on
see
my
that
cheek, and I am not leaving the house in case a teenager or child goes, "What's on your face?"
because they there's no filter with them.
Mhm.
They don't care, you know. And it was just really sweet because then we got to see that Hadley had been learning how to sign language, had to do sign language.
She's
They're
learned
just all sweet.
colors and hair
Mm-hmm.
because,
Hair.
you know, Chelsea has purple hair, and she's learning
Yes.
the alphabet, and
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, like, almost starts crying because she's so
Yeah.
happy, and they
Yeah.
go outside, they play with a Frisbee, and then this other thing with the mom is he asks Hadley, "Are you gonna tell your mom how much fun you had?" And Hadley says, "Yeah, it's gonna make her jealous."
Yeah, that was funny. Hadley was totally hating on her mom,
Yeah,
probably which probably means she has a really good mom that makes
I
her, you know,
uh
mind her manners. And Hadley's just sassy. She came off totally sassy. So
exactly. And then the mom comes to pick up Hadley, and now Chelsea doesn't wanna go outside. She's like, "First, I did not wanna go inside, and now I'm inside, and I don't wanna go
I don't want to
outside
go
and meet the
outside.
mom." And she says,
I get that a little bit. Like
"It's scary
I
to meet the
yeah,
mom, but she's
yeah,
going at it as if there's going to be drama."
an issue. I mean, the term baby mama drama didn't just come from nowhere. I've had to
Right,
deal with, you know, a baby mama or two, and it is not the easiest of things. And then you never know if the baby mama is completely over the dude that you're dating
right.
now, if the baby mama is going to try to draw up, you know, put up a wedge between you two. You just never know. But I think there's probably a hint of jealousy on Chelsea's part about the
Absolutely.
baby mama. Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think she was cheated on in the past by her ex,
Uh-huh.
and she thinks, yeah, she's it
Yeah,
has damaged her severely.
it
So,
has.
and then Mikey's sister asks him, "So you're moving away to be with Chelsea in Ohio,
Mhm.
and, you're gonna be further away from Hadley now in
Right.
Kentucky. So
Mhm.
what are you doing?" Is the and now he's like, "Yeah, I kinda do have to make this decision. I kind of have to choose between my daughter and Chelsea," which is horrible.
Oh, I wish he had said, you know, "I'm going here with Chelsea to get away from the negative influences here,
Yes.
and I've got a job opportunity there, you know, stability there." I mean, that's we kind of saw that with Justine and Montana Mills, where you know he had these kids in one state, but when he got out, he moved to another further away from those kids to be with this woman. It's kind of I'm gonna want to stay around my kid.
I would completely, but I get the thing about bad influences in that town.
Hmm.
It does kind of
Yeah,
feel like he's just came back, he's missed half of his child's life, and now he's gonna miss
right.
even more.
That sucks.
That really sucks.
Yeah,
So moving on to Sheree and Anthony, oh boy. So, her friend Sunny comes over, who's a lot, and she
they
is
are a lot together,
they're
and they are twins when it comes to wearing ill-fitted outfits. You know,
thank you.
I'm a big girl.
I
I
am
try to
too.
wear things that don't show my rolls. But that is not how Sheree picks out her outfit. I think she goes in there and says, "What's gonna show my back rolls?" And that's what she chooses.
I was thinking the same thing, and I thought, "Good for her. Is that something I should be doing? No, I could never do that.
No,
I can't do
no,
that." She wear yeah,
no.
she really loves and then her friend comes over in workout gear, which I guess is just I guess how ladies just walk around in workout gear. I'm
You know, I don't like anything about working out, including workout clothes.
it's so tight. No. So, Sunny asks about the sex right away, and Sheree
Mhm.
says it was great, and, Sunny is preparing her outfit, and it's like a dress that's just cloth with a bunch of slashes in it, like Freddy Krueger kind of just put his
Yes,
claws against her stomach.
that's the perfect way to describe that dress because to me, I would see that I'm like, "Oh, it's raggedy. I need to throw it away."
Yeah.
Sunny sees it's like, "Hey, this is the perfect outfit for me to wear to my best friend's boyfriend's welcome home party."
Exactly.
I mean, I give it up to them because they are confident.
I love
Big
that.
time
I wish
confident.
I
Yes.
was, but
Yeah, but I want to be that amount of confident, but I don't think that I would still choose to wear the
No,
clothes that they
that's not my
choose to
style
wear.
anyways. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
What did you
I'm
think
with
of
you.
Sheree's outfit?
I oh when she was showing when she was showing the white shirt and she's like, it's all out in the back. I'm like, here we go.
The back rolls
We
she
with
loves.
the back rolls.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if you're a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, but from season
Katie
5, and I
is.
always make
Yeah.
references to this. So there's a scene where there's a conversation about back rolls. And so one of the contestants was being talked about because of the back rolls. And when he hears about it, he's like, back rolls? Yeah, these girls love back rolls. Like, I fight so hard to do everything I can to cover up my back rolls. But of course, I mean, maybe I should have went to the same school that they went to because there's no way I'm going to wear something that the back is completely out. Well, first of all, what do I do with my titties in the front?
No, there's no
There's no
support.
support.
There's no
No.
support. Even that sports bra that Sunny came in wearing, there was no support.
No
I
support at
need
all.
those,
But
like, Uber straps that have, like, ratchets to hold them up.
and then I will probably still put on a second bra
Yeah.
on top of that. These are full grown dogs. These ain't puppies that I'm dealing with over here. You know what I mean? They're in the front yard off the chain,
Yeah.
but these girls just I don't you know,
I just
do
feel really,
you?
really, like, I'm grabbing my boobs right now, just so
Yeah,
unsupported. I don't
me
feel
too.
right, but
Yeah.
they're free flee just free as a bird.
They said, "Let these cities hang out any way that these cities are gonna hang out," and, I mean, they choose outfits to, support that. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, okay." The shorts were really, really short and tight,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about chafing. Like, do I need to put some Gold Bond
Well,
for my
interestingly,
fupa?
yeah, we didn't see any powdering happening.
And how?
We saw her spray, like, perfume up her
Perfume.
crotch, like,
Yes.
in between her
Uh-huh.
legs, but we did not see any powdering or anti-chafing or anything like that.
There wasn't a girdle or it just these girls, they love their bodies. They
I
are
love
all
that.
about body positivity
Good
right
for
there.
them.
So, yes.
So Sheree has spent $5,000. What did she
Yeah.
spend $5,000 on for this party? That venue with the freaking, it was like fluorescent lighting. Like, it
Yeah.
was like a high school cafeteria lighting.
I mean, so you got the food,
The
you've got
catering,
the
yeah. There's a
I'm gonna
DJ.
there's a DJ. I'm willing to bet the majority of the money was probably spent on the alcohol because it
Yeah,
was like in a strip
it
mall,
was.
like
Uh-huh.
like center, so they weren't. Maybe she was adding in like their clothes and hair and makeup and
Right.
all of that into it. I don't know. I was pretty surprised to hear. I mean, they weren't serving lobster
No.
rolls there. It
They
was
were
just
serving
sliders.
alcohol in these, like, plastic clear buckets, but maybe the
Yeah,
alcohol was really expensive. Lot of, like, hoo
maybe.
is it hookah? Like, with the
Yeah,
pipes?
they
Or
had
is that
hookahs. Yeah.
expensive? I don't know.
I don't
Uh,
know, but she had one at her house too.
as they're getting ready, she has the hair and makeup lady come to do her
Yeah.
hair, and they're all smoking the hookah.
Yeah.
And, she's like a basket case because he's not answering his phone, Anthony's late,
Yeah.
and she's also nervous because she invited her ex to the party, and we all think that was a bad idea, and
Yes.
this is terrible. So he finally comes, and she's mad that he's late, but they get on with it, and they go to the party, and everyone's dancing to the DJ, and he says, "This is too much for me. I never even
Yeah.
wanted a party. I wanna sit at home
Yeah.
on the couch and hang. I don't want this." And it's a lot of her friends, people that I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels more for her, like,
It
performative,
was.
like, "Look how cool I
Yeah.
am at this party with my boyfriend." And,
Yeah.
so he's kind of in a bad mood, and I guess she invited his friends, but they didn't show up?
She said she invited his friends.
You don't buy it.
So I don't know. But I gotta ask you something about this whole all the scenes with them in it. I was getting anxiety because I don't know if you noticed or not. She would have her hair would be extremely crimped and her eye makeup was extremely glittered. And then they would go to another scene. There weren't as many crimps in it, and there was no glitter eyeshadow. I don't know if
So
you noticed that.
she's just slowly falling apart as the night goes
Well, then
on.
they'll show her another minute, and then the hair will be back crimped, and the glitter would. I don't know
There's
how
no
they shot this.
continuity. Yeah, they're editing
No.
it all out of order, and
Yes, they are.
somehow I don't know if she started crying or maybe she was sweating her glitter off,
Yes, maybe.
and then
I had questions.
her hair is not holding the crimp then
No, it's not, and I mean, a crimp should hold
for at
from
least
a
a few
party that's from
hours.
8 to 1. Yeah, I
Yes.
was like, "Did they have to go back and record?" I'm like, "This was" I'm like, "Okay, I gotta stop paying attention to this," but it just I couldn't stop looking. It just the
I gotta
math
go
wasn't
back
mathing.
now because I'm so curious 'cause she paid that
Yeah.
lady to come to her house.
Yeah, and that makeup should have held as well. It wasn't like an all-day party. It was from
No,
they it was that started at 9 o'clock, which to me, I'm like, if a party starts at 9 o'clock, I ain't going because I'm trying to get in my car to leave to go back home at 9 o'clock, you know?
what did when she put on, like, setting spray, I know nothing about
Mhm.
makeup, but something to
Mhm.
set it and some hairspray or
Yeah.
something to hold it.
That everything should have held
Yeah, it's only a
till
few hours.
12:45 when they left.
The stress of the baby daddy is just making everything just collapse.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know.
So he's kind of annoyed that there's a party, and then Rich walks
Mhm.
in, and Rich is the baby daddy
Mhm.
that she invited, and they shake
Mhm.
hands, and it seems like
Right.
it could be pleasant, except his mom has
Yeah.
droopy dog face, like, she
She
is
does.
so
And a mustache,
and
and
a
a mustache,
mustache.
and a mustache. But I will say her wig was looking good that night. Normally, when we see Charisse, her wig is a little bit too far back. She clearly went to the salon and got it done, so
Yeah.
her hair was looking pretty good this episode. I'll give her that. But she was pissed.
She's ready to throw
Yeah.
hands, if that's the expression, for
Yeah, she
anyone
was.
who will hurt her baby boy. Not even
I
like
get it.
an actual attack, like, if someone looks at her baby boy
Yeah.
sideways,
Yeah.
she is ready to she'll flip tables at this party.
Yeah.
She
I
doesn't
I
care.
I I get it. She's protective,
Yeah.
he's fresh out. She doesn't want her son to go back. So she doesn't want anything to pop off that
Mhm.
would get him in trouble and the police has to be called.
That's
So
true.
I get it. Yeah.
So, the 2 guys go outside to talk about Little Richie? I don't know, like I Love
Mhm.
Lucy,
Yeah.
do they call the little boy Little Richie?
Little yeah. Yeah,
Um
Little Rich. Yeah.
Big Rich and Little Richie. So they say, "We're not friends, but it's about
Mhm.
respect." And so we're
Mhm.
only hearing part of their conversation, and it's very
Right.
much like Big Rich wants to make sure Anthony's a good man because 'cause you're gonna be around my son, which is legitimate, and he says, "But
Yes.
my son says he adores you, and that's really
Right.
important to me." And Anthony says, "I love him like he's mine, and
Right.
I wanna make sure you're taking care of him as a father too, because I won't,
Yeah.
stand for that." So it's all seems good and copacetic, and
Right.
Sheree walks out. She, to me, seemed a little sad that they weren't fighting over her. I think secretly she was hoping that they would
I
fight
think
over
so
her.
too. I think you're right. I think she wanted a little bit of drama, like, but it's not about you, it's
No,
about your kid. You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And then she
Yeah,
says the token, like, "This is so beautiful, they're coming together in one big happy
mhm.
family," but inside,
Yes.
I think she's like, "Oh, I kinda wanted someone to fight for me."
Yeah, I think she's like, "I did not sit and get all these crimps put in my hair for these fuckers not to fight about me." It's not she only invited Rich there so that he could be jealous
100%. She
that
fully
she
admits that.
had boyfriend.
She could have
Yeah,
set up a meet and greet where they just sat
that's
and
right.
talked at any other time. She
That's
wanted
right.
him to see her looking hot at this party with all
Exactly.
these friends and, you know, glitter in
Yeah,
her
like
eyeballs,
yeah.
and that's what she and a hot guy out of prison. That's what she
Yeah,
wants.
this party was all about her. This had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with her dude.
Yeah,
Period. It just had nothing to do with him. It was all about. I think he knew that it was all about Sheree. He's like, she invited who she wanted to invite to this
uh-huh,
party. This is her party, and he's right.
yeah. And he seems to have a fairly good attitude about it. Like, he's like, "I'll
Yeah,
go with it, and I'm gonna make this a perfect night by doing my job," which is surprising her with a speech and a new ring. And
that's right.
so, I mean, he could have been grumpy and said, "I'll do it another time," but he wants to
Hmm.
do it there. So,
Right.
but that involves announcing to all the family and friends that they're not actually married yet. So I'm
Mhm.
still very confused about they were supposed to get married when he was in
Right.
prison. For some
Mhm.
reason, they didn't, but they told everyone that they did.
Step into a world of nonstop action on DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots, my favorite. Plus, enjoy exclusive games you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers can get a deposit match of up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer, make your deposit, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play on DraftKings Casino. Play online, on your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you're ready. Download the DraftKings Casino app now. Sign up with promo code PINKSHADE, that's all one word, PINKSHADE, and new customers get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. Only on DraftKings Casino with promo code PINKSHADE. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Please play responsibly in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 and over. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. One per opted-in new customer. Minimum $5 deposit. Max match $100 in casino credit, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. See terms in casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions apply.
So he was already married. So he had filed, if I'm remembering correctly, he had filed to have a divorce. But I don't think he fully understood the divorce process. Like, you can't just file for divorce. There's
Right.
still a couple steps after that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't get that part. So he was still legally married. So that's why they weren't able to get married. And instead of just saying that, and I don't think this falls on any part of Anthony, this is all Sheree. I think she concocted the idea to tell everyone that they were married, and she went as far as getting a fake marriage license to show it, which is stupid because who do you show your marriage license to?
Exactly. Because no
Like,
one
that's
wouldn't
not framed
believe
in my
you.
house.
No.
Yeah.
No one's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Can I see the marriage certificate?" Because I don't believe you.
No. Yeah, it's not like you carry a small version of
Right.
it in your pocketbook just in case
Unless
you need
she
to pull
pulls
it
this
out.
kind of stuff all the time, and she's one of these
She's
people,
that
and they're like,
extra.
"Knowing Sheree, I need to actually see the
We need proof.
certificate."
Yeah, because no one would have been upset with her about I think she was embarrassed that Anthony
Right,
had been married and he still wasn't divorced. But that's no fault to you.
right.
That's all about him.
She cares a
But
lot about appearances and what
she
other people think,
does.
and that's a
Yes,
problem.
she does. That is a
So,
big problem.
the mom is screaming right when he says, "So
Yeah.
we're not actually married, but I'm gonna propose to her," and, the mom's
Mhm.
like, "That's some bullshit," just screaming.
Yeah, and it was.
It
It
was.
was. And her brother was upset too. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why have we been lied to?
Right,
It's
and
silly.
the tide of the party is very like, he says, "Okay, so we pretended we were married, we're not actually married." Everyone's gasping, everyone's mad, but then
Mhm.
he gets down on one knee, and it seemed like people were really excited because they were getting to see a proposal, and they were
Right.
forgetting, but the family has not forgotten what just happened 2 seconds
No.
ago,
No.
and they are just, like, pissed. So Mama's like,
Yeah.
"I don't do liars, and this
Yeah.
escapade right now is not cute," and she's very upset, and her family is like, "Why are you starting your marriage with a lie, and you lied to us, and why are you like this, Sheree?"
Yeah, basically, because it was completely unnecessary. Just we
Absolutely.
didn't get married. Well, your dude's in prison. So why would you even want to get married while he's in prison in the first place? This is just it's charade being extra. That's all that this
Absolutely.
is.
And the
Yeah.
mama confronts her and is like, "Why did you lie to me? You lied to me. I'm his mom, and
Mhm.
you." She's not mad at
Mhm.
Anthony. She knows this
No.
is all charade.
Everyone knows this is charade
Yeah.
because it
It
is.
is. And then they're like, "What time is it?" He has this
Yeah.
curfew. He is going to turn into a full pumpkin if he doesn't get home for his PO at like 1
Right.
a.m. And so they
Yeah.
just book it and they drive like tires squealing, drive
Yeah.
off as the mama is still going, that's a bullshit.
Yes, she's not ready for this argument to be over. She's like, "Fuck a curfew. We think we have things to talk about. That's okay because I've got a key to your condo anyway. I'll be there about 1:15."
Yeah. And next week, it seems like they are like literally he's turning into a pumpkin. She's grabbing bags and they're running. We're
Yeah.
gonna be late. Like, I don't think the
Yeah.
PO cares if you're like inside the house at 1 a.m.
Well,
He's not there. It's just
yeah, but I think like I'm trying to like go through my Rolodex of
or does
seasons. I think that once you get there, I don't know if you have to plug something in to prove that you're home or something goes
oh,
off,
so not
or
an
I don't
ankle
know.
monitor, but some sort of monitor.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if the PO can go back and look and see. He wasn't
Actually,
there.
did he get an ankle monitor?
He
He
has an
did.
ankle monitor on.
So,
Hmm.
maybe they do really have to, like, run, but I still don't think the
Right.
PO is, like, checking it. I think he'll be okay.
I don't think he's up right now at that time
No,
trying to
but
see if
maybe
Anthony
later
made it
he would look
home.
at the
He will.
records, and
Yeah,
he did say, "This is your one shot, and if you
that's
blow it
true.
with this curfew, you're not getting any more leniency." So
Which is funny because I was snooping, as everyone knows I like to snoop.
yes.
I was looking on Sheree's Instagram and she was saying when the curfew is 8 p.m., so you have to have date night at home. So I'm wondering, has he gotten in trouble? Did he get in trouble with that?
Yeah,
Maybe not being home on time because it said that his curfew was 8 o'clock.
that
But
seems very early. Yeah,
that's which initially that is his curfew time. It's 8 o'clock, but it doesn't look like they've pushed to get it extended anymore.
right.
So it's still firm at 8 o'clock. So
And how
guess we'll
long will
see.
that be for?
I don't know.
Gosh.
That would
Uh,
suck.
but they're still together, at least she's saying.
They're still together.
Yeah.
Yes. He likes her.
Yeah,
He
he
likes her.
yeah,
Yeah, he really does. You can tell.
and they're
Even though he
close
doesn't
over, like,
give a lot of
childhood
expressions.
he doesn't
Yes,
say
since they
much,
were
but
14.
they
No.
were, yeah, like, childhood sweethearts that have come back, so that's
Yeah.
kinda sweet. Okay, now a couple that is not sweet, and she makes me very something is just wrong here. Joy Nomi and Red.
Ugh. Yeah, I she's just so unlikable.
I agree.
There's nothing likable about her with the exception of her cute little boy Sway.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't stand her voice. I don't like to see her. I think the words that come out of her mouth are dumb. I just don't like her
I agree. I can't
at
tell if
all.
she's not that bright or she just sounds not that bright or if she is not
Both. No, it's
both.
both. She's not that bright and she doesn't sound that bright. Because a stupid person could sometimes trick you with their words and you think that person's smart. That is not the case here with Joy. No.
And I think she's been through a lot in her life, and there's maybe some
Mhm.
trauma that has caused all of this behavior of cheating with 3 other guys while he's in prison, but
Mhm.
still, that's not okay, and
No.
she gets annoyed that they keep bringing it up, and it's like, "Yeah, because you cheated with 3 other guys and had a baby with someone, and then you keep saying things like, 'Let's go have another baby,' when this baby is not with him."
No, stupid. That's you mean make our baby because that
First baby.
baby, we don't know who his dad is.
No.
It's just she does too much
Why
yet
do they
doesn't
keep
do enough at
talking
the same
about why
time.
do they keep bringing up that I cheated with 3 guys? Because you
Bitch, because
cheated
you
with
cheated
3
with three
guys.
guys. It's pretty like I said last week, you cheat on my brother 3 times. It's on sight that we're going to have this conversation every time. Anytime I feel like bringing this up, I'm going to bring it up. I don't care if we're having a delicious seafood dinner as they were having. I don't care if it's Christmas Eve. I don't care if we're at church. I'm going to bring this up whenever I feel like it because there was no reason for her to even say that she cheated 3 times. I
Right.
think they would have accepted, okay, we get it. He's been locked up for 7 years. You had a relationship with someone and you had a baby. That's forgivable. But 3 times?
And
That's
you
a lot.
that's a lot.
It's a
And
lot.
so but if in your opinion, if your brother was like, "I forgive her. Let's all move on," would you stop bringing it up?
No, because I'm a petty bitch. I'm gonna bring it up whenever I want to, especially since I don't like her. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
That just makes me. I want to see her uncomfortable all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So
I actually
yeah,
think they're being fairly nice to her considering the whole thing.
I think they are too.
Yeah,
They really are trying, and she's not making it. I mean, she's done some pretty bitchy things
yeah.
towards
They
them.
asked why she hadn't visited, and she was like, "You can't
Uh
judge my
huh.
decisions."
Uh, but yes, I can.
That's weird that you never visited. So let's
Yeah,
discuss. So he's been out for 4 hours and is already looking to
yeah.
hook up with some other ladies.
I know. I know. And, you know, everyone knows I have this theory that these dudes need to come out. They need to do all the fucking around that they want to do,
I think that's
have
smart.
company
Yeah.
with other women, get a job, get a driver's license. But at the same time, if Joy Nomi had put that thing on him right, he wouldn't have been thinking about another chick the next day. I can see next week, but not
Right.
the very next day,
Yeah.
you know?
They just yeah, so oh god, we're gonna have to talk about the sex. So,
Unfortunately.
yeah, so his mom asks, "Do you really wanna move to New Mexico?" And he says,
Hmm.
"Yeah." He wants to settle down and build a life with her and all the other bitches that he's still calling, and the child that he's pretending is his,
That
and
he's never seen in real
they
life.
yeah,
He's only
exactly.
seen through pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, the mom is skeptical, and she's just like, "Okay, well,
Mhm.
you've made your decision."
Mhm.
Just such
Yeah.
a judgy mom thing to say. And he says, "I wanna get away from the bad influences there," which again, that's
I can
valid.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go to the hotel, he and Joy, and he wants to go to the hotel bar without even putting his grocery bags filled with his belongings in the room. He's like, "I have
That
not
boy needed a drink.
I need a drink." And so he's fondling her leg at the bar, and
Ugh.
it's they're saying gross things to each other, and apparently they had a lot of phone sex in prison. He would kick out his
Ugh.
bunkmates, and, he hasn't had sex in 10 years, but he's been reading Playboy to study what the women like. And then normally they would go to the hotel room and then kinda start making out and then kick out the
Right.
cameraman, but they kick out
Yes.
the cameraman from the elevator. They don't even let
You
him
know what?
in the elevator.
I don't feel like the cameraman really had that big of an issue with that because he did.
He didn't wanna see, and we don't wanna see. Why did they do that to us?
No.
I don't wanna see it.
Mm-mm.
There's always, like,
No. No.
straddling, and you're like, "When is
Yes.
the cameraman gonna leave? There's straddling happening."
And for some odd reason, the sounds that these two make when they're kissing, like the slurping and the
Ugh,
licking, I'm like,
ugh,
"Oh
it's
god, cut."
horrible. And then the next day, post coitus, and they are talking about, how they got out that 10 years of frustration and all the
Mhm.
sex. I don't
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
shower for hours. There's one thing that he says
Mm.
that's really descriptive that I hope
Yeah.
Mary Payne will forgive me. I'm just not gonna
Mhm.
I just can't. And,
For 2 hours, for 2
something
Kimberly,
he did something for
for
her
2
for
hours.
2 hours.
Here's my thing, Kimberly. I don't need that for 2 hours. You know what I mean?
But
Like, that's too much. There is a such thing as too much.
too much
Like,
of a good
dude.
thing. That's like
Yeah.
an
I'm
ice
gonna
cream
need a snack
buffet.
by now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna need a drink, maybe a stretch.
Mm,
2 hours? No. All sex
no.
all night long?
No,
I
too
don't
much.
need all no, no.
And I
Mm-mm,
just feel
mm-mm.
like it smelled really bad in that room.
Yeah, I do
Although they
too.
did
I do
shower
too.
at some point. I don't know. I'm
Because
just
they needed
really
to.
yeah, it's just gross, and, but
Yeah.
apparently he's a gentleman, and he really cares about her having a good experience first.
Good for you, Joy Nomi.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. Mhm.
So then they go to the barber to get his hair done because he hasn't cut it in the 10 years he was in prison, I guess, and
Mhm.
it's
He's
very
been growing
long.
those dreads out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so as literally Joy walks out the door and he pulls out his phone and calls
Yep.
his bestie, Julie,
Yeah.
who is this old friend who also spent time in prison, and
Mhm.
after Joy cheated, they started talking a lot more, and she started sending him money and, like, $3,000, and he really
Wow.
wants to see her, but it has to
Mhm.
be behind Joy's back because Joy doesn't want him to, and he
Yeah.
doesn't even feel badly because Joy slept with those other dudes, so that's how you know he's
Eh,
not past it.
Yeah, that's gonna be his forever excuse.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
he
everything
would
that he
do this
does
anyways,
wrong.
I think, yeah, he would still be
Yeah,
cheating, but now he has a perfect excuse. Yeah.
yeah, and what could she say
Yeah. You have an actual child, an actual human
to
being
prove?
that
Yeah,
of your
yes.
cheating.
Mhm.
And
And I
even
gotta give it up to this lady who's doing his
the
hair,
hairstylist just
because she was all of us.
yes.
We were all her at that moment. Because soon as he goes, she goes, "What in the hell?"
She
Yeah,
says,
because we were all
"Be
thinking that.
careful."
Yeah.
She's like, "I
Yes.
don't wanna be a party to this infidelity that is happening right in my salon in front of
Exactly.
me,
Yeah.
and I feel
Yeah.
now that I'm complicit in this, and I
Mhm.
don't wanna be."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, it was like he was counting down the seconds for Joy to leave so he
yeah,
can call this girl,
and he does
his
it in
bestie.
front the balls to do it in front of this female
Mhm.
hairstylist who's, like,
Yep.
maybe has girl code and shouldn't
Yeah.
be a party to this.
Mhm. Yep. But what can Joy say?
Yeah, it's true.
Nothing.
So, let's move on. K-Rock and Bree, who I do really love, I'm rooting for. Um,
They're
less in
still
this
together.
less in this they are. Okay, that's good.
They're still together. Yeah.
So he started transitioning in prison and it was all paid
Mhm.
for. But now he has to pass a medical exam, a mental exam, and he's,
Right.
they helped him. But then they just let him out and he had to find a doctor, find hormones, inject them
Yeah.
himself, learn how to do this all and pay for it. And so
Yeah.
she's trying to figure out the needles and she gives him a shot and he has been without the shots for a few days and off his
Right.
normal schedule, and so he's
Right.
been feeling the effects of it, and 2 hours after she gives him the shot, he feels horrible, and he looks, like,
Mhm.
sweaty and slurring, and she's
Yeah.
thinking we should go to the ER, and he recovers, he seems fine, but then he thinks she
Quickly.
very quickly, the next day, he's, like, fine, um,
Yeah.
but he kinda blames her, he's like, "I think we should go to a doctor next time," and she's like, "It's not how I gave you the shot, like, maybe the dosage they gave you was wrong
What's
or
wrong?
something,
Yeah.
but it
There's
wasn't."
a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think it was in the way I injected the shot that
Right. But that's typical Key Rock. He's always gonna figure out a way to kind of sort of blame it on Brittany. That's just what he does. Key Rock's so extra sometimes.
yeah.
Whenever he was sitting in the bathroom, I was like, he probably just splashed his damn face with water.
I wondered about that. I honestly I was like, "Ooh, he looks sweaty." Did he just do the
Yeah.
thing where he's trying to stay home from school, and so he splashed
Yeah.
water on his face?
I I wouldn't put it past Key Rock. That's just because Key Rock is just extra like that. He is. He likes attention. So
So she's going to drop out of cosmetology school today
mm.
because she wants to focus on him, which seems like a very weird excuse. Like he doesn't need a babysitter 24/7 just because he's transitioning and out of prison.
And he doesn't want her to drop out. He's
No.
like, I can't take care of it. But he's got his mom is there,
Yeah.
his mom's boyfriend's there, he's got his brothers there. So I mean, he's got a pretty good support system. I really feel like this is Brittany.
It's an
I don't know if
excuse.
she's being lazy or she just wants to have her eyes on Key Rock. Probably that.
I
She
think
wants
that's
to have
it.
her eyes on Key Rock all the time, but he's pretty pissed off and annoyed that she's doing this. And I don't agree with Key Rock a lot, but I do agree with his position on her quitting school.
She's still planning to work too. So it's not like she's going to be there
Right.
all the time, anyways. It's just she
Yeah,
will
and
be at work answering his texts instead of at school answering his texts.
yeah. And I do know she's still working as a nail tech because I've seen it on her Instagram story. So she's still doing nails, but I don't know if she went back to school or not.
So Rock is also mad because he has paid for cosmetology
That's
school.
right. Yeah.
He had a sugar mama when he was in prison who gave him money, and he gave that money to Brittany to go to school.
Yeah, I mean, that's love right there. You
Yeah,
take money from your side chick to give to your
yes.
main chick so she can further her education. That
It's
is
a
true love right
modern
there.
day love story.
Yes, it is.
So he's mad, and so they go to the class, he drives her there, and she goes in and she tells the teacher, "I'm taking a 6-month break." And
Ugh.
this is like a group therapy session with
Yes, it
these
is.
beautiful, amazing women in this
Yeah.
class, and the teacher says, "You are throwing your future away. Do you know how
Mhm.
much I make as a hairdresser? I make $3,000 a day." like,
Yeah, on a
"Really?"
good day, I'm like, "Damn," I'm like, "Maybe I need to go to
What?
cosmetology school." Like, d
Seriously.
really?
And she says, "You need to get a degree. How old are you?" And she says, "I'm
Mhm.
22." And then one of the beauty school students starts crying and she says, "I'm
Right.
30. I have 4 kids at home I'm trying to support.
Mhm.
I wish I had your opportunity to do this at your
Right.
age before you have kids." And
Right.
all the ladies are saying, "This is just an excuse. You just are wanting to drop out and you're using him
Yeah.
as an excuse." And she says, "I promise I'm not giving up on my dreams. I'm gonna be back." And they say, "That's what you say, but then you have kids or whatever, life
Yeah.
happens, and then you don't do it, and you can't get back this time." And
Yeah.
I really kind of thought they were gonna change her mind, but she's very stubborn and she's not changing her
Yeah,
mind.
and I kinda felt bad for Key Rock in that situation because all the ladies were assuming that he was the one
Mhm.
forcing her to drop out, which wasn't the case at all. I mean,
It's
he
the
was
opposite.
pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
meanwhile and seems like he's really trying to get his act together. While she's in the salon, he's outside
Mhm.
and he's calling this guy. He got his certification in HVAC stuff in prison, and
Mhm.
he met this motivational speaker and went up
Right.
to him and was like, "Hey, can you help me?" And the guy was
Yeah.
impressed with him and said, "I can hook you up with a job." So he calls
Right.
and he presents himself very well and says all the stuff he knows how to do, and
Mhm.
he gets an interview. So, good for him.
And we're not used to that happening so quickly on Love After Lockup, like, that the person who gets out of prison only I mean, I think he's been out maybe a week,
Yeah.
and he's already trying to seek work. We don't see that often at all.
No.
Usually it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to open up this business. I'm gonna start
Yes.
a shoe line. I'm gonna
Right.
sell T-shirts. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." But,
Yeah.
he's ready to work, which says a lot about Key Rock annoys me every now and then,
Yeah.
but this side of Key Rock, I like.
I was very impressed.
Yeah.
And, so she comes out and she says, this takes a weird turn. She comes back
Yes,
out
it
to the
does.
car and she says, "So, part of the reason I am taking this break from school is because I need to get right with God. I
Yeah.
have been I've been slacking spiritually, and
Yeah,
I need to pray more. I need to pray so much that I literally have to drop out of school so that
to
I can
do it.
spend some time praying." And he says, "You're just telling me that because I can't argue with that. Like, I can't argue with
Yep.
God."
Yep, and I was glad that he called her out. He was like, "You're saying that because he's very spiritual,
Yeah,
and he cares about his relationship with God. That's super important to him. And we often see him praying or thanking God or, whatnot. So she was trying to manipulate him in that situation, and he caught on to it like that. Like,
instantly. Yeah.
really? That's what you're
Mhm.
gonna use?
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
And so then her excuse falls apart because this friend calls,
Yes.
and
Yes.
she immediately turns into this, I don't know, this valley girl, and she's like, "Oh my
Yes, she
god,
does.
let's go to brunch and be basic bitches,
Mhm.
and we'll have
Yes.
mimosas, and we're gonna dress up really cute, and let's start doing TikToks." I decided I need
Yeah.
to do way more TikToks, and
Well, that's how you get right with the Lord, is through TikTok. You want a closer relationship with God, girl, go to TikTok. That is how you're gonna do it.
yeah,
Making those rules will bring you closer to the Lord.
God is literally scrolling on TikTok to see who
Yes,
is
he
doing their
is.
best work.
Yes.
Santa is on TikTok to see who's
Yeah,
been naughty
right.
or nice. It's all
Mhm,
happening
mhm.
on TikTok.
Yes,
So,
it
my
is.
rabbi is on TikTok to see if Kimberly is rolling straight, and it is I she
Ah,
does this conversation in front of Key Rock,
of you.
who
Yes.
she just said this God excuse. So of course
Yeah.
he's gonna say, how does the mimosas and the brunch and the TikTok fit into your spiritual plan? I thought you were gonna like pray for the next 6 months and take a vow of
Right.
silence and like become a monk. That's what you made it sound
Yeah.
like. And
And
instead
she
you're gonna
did.
she did. She did. She
Yeah.
like made it sound like she was going to become a nun or something. And she is
Eh
going to brunch.
She immediately fucked it up, and I would have like, "Bitch, instead of going to brunch on Sunday, shouldn't
Go
you
to
be in the house of
church.
the Lord on Sundays?"
Exactly.
It was just
When the
how
friend
fast it fell
calls
apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just go,
just
"I really need to get right with the Lord, like I just said to Key Rock, so maybe we should go to church on Sunday." And then
and
wink,
then go
wink,
to
go
brunch.
to brunch after or
Yeah.
go, skip out
Yeah.
on church, but, like, right in front of him. So, obviously, she can do both. She can get right with the Lord, and she can occasionally go to brunch with her friend, but it was a
Right.
bad look the way
It
she
was an
did it.
extremely bad, and I knew he was gonna eat her up as
Yeah.
soon as she got off that phone call. I'm like,
Yep.
"Here we go."
So
Yeah.
he's pissed. He says, "I don't understand your priorities, what you're
Yeah.
doing," and they start arguing. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was interesting. So, Melissa and Louis is our last couple. Oh boy, and his mom. Let's not forget about his mom.
Donna.
I love
Fucking Donna.
Donna is one of the most entertaining people on TV right now.
She is. Yeah, her and her wooden spoon and her moo.
So Melissa and Louis leave the very eventful dentist appointment and discuss the full implants for 30
Mhm.
grand, which they
Damn.
obviously can't afford. And she should have Googled this before promising full implants.
You think, and granted, they've got to pay extra because his sinuses have moved down, and I was wondering, like, did that happen because of his drug use, or
Oh,
did that just naturally
interesting.
happen?
That's interesting.
So they're having to pay a lot extra just because of that surgery right there. So I
But
was like,
even
damn,
it without that, it would have been maybe, what,
it would have a
15
lot.
or 20? It's
Yeah,
still a
yeah,
lot. Like, Angela
yeah.
from 90 Days, she got it all paid
Mm,
for by that hot doctor, but
of
hers
course.
was gonna be that much, and her teeth were messed up. But she Melissa had just said so many times, "You need to do the full because I can't wake up in the middle of the night and see your dentures in a glass in the bathroom. I will never be able to get horny for you again if I see you with no teeth."
I I kind of got it. I mean, that most definitely isn't like super attractive,
Yeah,
I get where she's coming from,
yeah,
but man, that's a heavy price tag attached
exactly.
to those
So, they're
implants.
just gonna have to do the dentures right now and hope that he gets up
Right.
early every morning and puts them in.
It puts him in before, like, oh, he has his alarm set. Oh, okay, let me go in here and brush my gums real quick and pop these dentures in and give Melissa a good morning kiss.
Oh my god. So, she's leaving Georgia this day to go
Mhm.
back home, and she won't be able to spy on him and make sure he's not talking to any other dance instructors.
Right.
And, he's gonna plan to work at the pizzeria for a little bit, open a bank
Mhm.
account, and then move to be with her. And
Right.
so they go and, she's gonna go to the airport. She doesn't even wanna go inside to say goodbye to Donna, but of course,
She's had
Donna
enough of Donna.
stumbles outside screaming, "Get inside! What are you doing? Kissing out on the curb like a whore?" I don't know, she's not saying that, but, like, she's just actually, it's so much lower. "What are you doing? Kissing outside like a
Yes.
whore?"
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. So, Melissa leaves and she's thinking, "How I'm leaving him with Donna, who babies him and it makes
Yeah.
excuses for everything, and I'm trying to get him to grow up and be a good man, and
Right.
I'm leaving with Donna." And,
She's got a lot of worries.
she
She's got a
does.
lot of worries, but you gotta know she's gonna spend every free second of the day checking his phone to see
Absolutely.
who he's texting, who he's talking
Mhm.
to, how long he's talking to them. Poor Louis.
No, she has, like, baby monitors that she's already put up in Donna's house. I wouldn't be
Right? You
surprised.
know she
You know?
has. When she was in her cheerleader uniform, she was walking around the house placing mics and
Yep.
cameras and all that kind of shit.
Yep. So now he's finally alone with his mom, which is all Donna ever wanted was Melissa
Yes.
gone, and she can
Yes.
make him noodles on paper plates. I don't know what that was.
With a
It was,
meatball.
like, so fast too, so she must have
It
already had
was.
them made because it was 2
Mhm.
seconds. "Here's your plate of."
Right.
So, he tells Donna about the fight over the dance instructor, and Donna
Yeah.
basically is like, "Well, you're my most handsome boy. Of course she's attracted to you. Every woman is attracted to my hot, sexy boy." And Melissa's just drama, 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 drama.
Yeah.
And he says, "You're always talking badly about her and you need to be nicer." And she says, "Well, she cuts me off all the time and she blah blah blah." And he's like, "So you both hate each other and I'm stuck in
They
the
both
middle."
do the same things to one another.
He
You
has
know what I
found a
mean?
woman that is the same as his mom.
They
And
even look alike.
of
I have been saying this. I'm like, that is like either Melissa's dad and Donna are siblings and don't know it, or that is Melissa's birth mom, because they look. Donna is what Melissa's going to look like in another 20, 30 years. You
Absolutely.
cannot tell me anything different. They're related.
Yeah.
I'm convinced they are related.
Yeah, and of course they're gonna hate each other because they're so similar,
So
and they
much
each
alike.
wanna
Yep.
be the number 1 woman in his life, so
Right.
he's gonna have to deal with being in the middle. So he tells his mom about his plan to work for a little bit and then move to be with Melissa, and Donna lays down the guilt trip. She says, "Do you know why I moved to the South? Because
Right.
from Jersey, because you were doing badly 18 years ago or something." It was, like, decades ago, but she's still holding it over his head.
Yeah.
"I moved here to be with you, and now you're leaving me," and she's crying, and he hugs her,
I
and they're
felt bad
both
for Donna.
crying. I mean, it's
I
so
cried.
yeah.
I got teary. I may have shed a tear because this was heartfelt. Like, we've had so many scenes with this group right here that were just fake,
Yeah,
and this one was hardcore,
yeah,
real. Like, they were both feeling it. They were crying. I got emotional. I'm not used to feeling like that when I'm watching this show,
yeah, I
but it
definitely
was
didn't,
raw.
but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, yeah. It was raw. And I think that's her only kid.
Yes, mhm.
Yeah. So, I
So,
mean, yeah,
that
he's
sucks,
leaving her.
but she's gonna move if he moves, what are
She's
the
gonna
odds
move.
she's gonna move to?
Uh, 100%
Does
she's
she have a
gonna move.
job, or is she, like,
She's probably
retired?
retired.
So
She's probably retired.
she's gonna show up on their doorstep.
Oh,
"Mama's
yeah.
home." Yeah.
Yeah, I got my meatballs in the back.
So
She's going to Jersey. Because they're from Jersey.
right. So she knows
Yeah.
people there too. I mean, it makes
Mhm.
perfect sense, and then Melissa
It
can be
does.
miserable, and they could have, like, a spinoff show with the 3 of them all living together in one house.
That would be a pretty good that would be entertaining.
Wouldn't that be entertaining?
Yeah, yeah, give them like a little 30-minute show. I think that would
Yeah.
be pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, like a sitcom almost.
Yep.
One of them's like Urkel, like, just causing drama all the time, and they just hate each other. Like, like a must-see TV sort of sitcom, I
Yes.
could totally see that.
Yeah.
Um, he says he feels really badly because he manipulated her and stole from her. So now
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he should be able to move on with his life with a new woman, or does he owe his mom, who's dedicated her life to
Ugh.
him? It's a really
That's a
sticky
rough one.
situation.
Because like the situation with Anthony, you can tell that Louis really, really likes Melissa.
Yeah,
He likes her a lot. Some of these people, you're like, they're kind of like, I don't think Red really likes Joy Nomi all
yeah,
that much, but you can really tell that Louis really he likes Melissa a lot. And again, they're from New Jersey, so it's like they're kind of going back home.
home, mhm.
And I think I he wants to start a life with her,
And
plain
a
and simple.
mom usually would
Want that?
a good parent usually wants their child to grow up and move out. It's hard to watch them do it, but you want them to go and have their own life. But
But in
there's, like
this case, she's missed so many years with him.
exactly, and there's this weird arrested
Yeah,
development, like, if he's the same age he was when he went in and started having
exactly.
problems, it's like she's still raising a teenager. So,
Yeah, and honestly, I think Melissa and Louis need a little bit of Donna in their life.
I think
I really, I do. I mean, I felt bad for her because, I mean, I've got a 21-year-old, and just the thought of her moving out one day, I get totally
yeah,
emotional.
yeah,
So I can't even imagine in her case, she's had this kid, he's been on drugs, could have died all these times. Then he goes to prison. You're not married. She has no other kids. Of course she's gonna, I
yeah,
mean, that's her baby right
yeah.
there. So
So
I
we
guess
are
we'll see.
pitching to Matt Sharp a,
Yes, we are.
spin-off show,
Mhm.
like a reality show sitcom. I don't know, like the
Mhm. And we
Osbournes
wanna
or
be in it
something.
too.
We
We
wanna
wanna
be
be in
in
it
it.
too.
We wanna be the
Yeah.
neighbors next door,
Yes, we do.
and we get
Mhm.
to
We
overhear
do.
the drama. We get to go outside in our house coats, and
Yes, we do.
because
And our wooden spoons and all
there's
that good
gonna be
stuff.
screaming fights on the lawn. Like,
Oh, you know it.
there's gonna,
Yes.
and maybe Donna might pull a hose out and spray Melissa at some point when or there's a rake
Yes.
fight or something. Like, it's gonna
Yes.
be bad. So,
Yes.
and we
And
wanna watch.
I'm here for it. And then you got to remember Melissa's dad doesn't like Donna, so they've got to, have it out
I
too.
forgot about that.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And
But
remember
what if they fell in
he
love? What if the parents hate each other and then they fell in love? Is that possible at all? Or am
Oh,
I
yes,
asking for
that's
too
totally
much?
possible. No, that is totally possible because when you're hating each other, sometimes there's a little bit of that sexual chemistry right there. They ain't getting any younger.
Yeah.
So, keep it all in the family so everyone can stay tight and close.
Yes. I love it. It's a Dateline waiting to happen. So,
Right.
I'm so excited. So, next week we have, Mikey, sorry, asking Chelsea about her past. I don't know what that's about.
Mhm.
And this show has, like, the most mysterious next weeks, the
They
previews.
do. They
And on
do.
90 Day, they give away practically the whole thing, and this is, like, very
Not here.
mysterious. Yeah.
Yeah.
K-Rock has to K-Rock? K-Rock?
Key Rock.
K-Rock
Key
has
Rock.
to go off his testosterone. What? Why? What's
Mm.
happening?
So they are playing us for pickles with that scene because we all know, we assume that they have gone back to the fertility doctor because what they want is to use Keyrock's eggs,
Right.
get it inseminated, and then Brittany's going to carry the
But I
baby.
thought
And
he was
they,
totally against that plan.
yeah, but I don't think Brittany wants him to be totally against that plan.
Gotcha.
I think this is how she really, really was. So I'm willing to bet that's the conversation that they're having.
I was worried it was because he was having some sort of reactions to the testosterone, and that would be horrible, and
Could
then he'd have to
be.
go off.
Could be. You
I don't
never
know.
know.
And then Melissa has bad news. I have bad news for you to Louis. And then Donna says, good luck with that or something. I don't know what's
That
happening.
could be a million things. That could be, I don't have the money to pay for your dentures.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost my job. I can't support. It could be a million different things with that situation right there.
I tore my cheerleader uniform.
That too.
It
That too.
could be
Yeah.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's her name, which I cannot remember her name right now, the ex-cop.
Fucking Brittany.
Who has,
Brittany the bitch.
she's horrible, and she now wants
Yes,
more
she
money
is.
from the ex-cop.
He's $20 short.
$20 short, and because he had that fraud on his account, which was very shady, but she is
Yeah.
so obvious that she just wants his money. So
Yeah.
obvious.
Yep,
And
she's bad.
yeah, she's so bad. And then Anthony might be late for curfew, so they're running. And
Right.
and then Red's mom is furious and yelling at him and Joy,
Yeah.
like kicking him
And
out of the
kicking them
house.
out.
And they're getting in the car and she's just waving at, I don't know, maybe she had a wooden spoon and
I
she's mad.
don't, like I can't like that one. The other ones I can kind of piece together what it might be, but I have no idea what could have happened to make that go so wrong with the Red Jonomi and his mom situation.
Is it just
I'm
her pissed
clueless.
about their moving? Or is it like
She's already known
something?
about that. I
Yeah.
mean, and this looks like, so this is the same day because they have on the same clothes that he has on when he's getting his hair done. So
Good
it's the same
eye.
day.
Good
Yeah, because
eye.
Jolene still has that white on. So I don't know what could have possibly happened for it to go so wrong like that.
And okay, I cannot wait. But I think we had a really good episode, and I'm so glad to do this with
Mhm.
you. Tell
Me
everyone where they can
too.
find you.
You anywhere that you can listen to a podcast, you can find the Libra Lounge with Keisha, and also please, please, please follow me on Instagram.
And follow Pink Shade as well, because Mary Payne is always
Yes,
just begging. She wants to get to 10,000 so badly.
yes,
Oh, if
yes,
we
yes,
could
yes,
do that for
yes.
her and she comes back from
That'd be
BravoCon,
great.
that would be amazing.
That would. It's probably not going to happen.
No,
But
she's still at least 1,002 away.
we're still trying.
Yeah.
We're still trying. Maybe we can buy her a few followers to just pump it up a little bit. Like, look, we
Just
did what
don't
we
tell
could.
her.
We did what we
Yeah.
could. That's right. Yeah. So
And follow us at Dateline, and our podcast is A Day with Dateline. Me and my co-host
awesome.
Katie. Thank you, Keisha. It was so nice to
Thank
meet you. I had so
you.
much fun.
Same here. Me
Yay.
too. Can't wait to do it again.
Yay! We'll get Mary Payne out of here, and we can do it more often.
Yes, that's right. Go on vacation, Mary Payne. We've
Yeah,
got
you deserve
this.
it.
Yes, she does.
She
Yes, she
really does.
does.
Thank you,
Mhm.
everybody.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.